Okay, for these notes, we're on page 412, and we're still graphing linear equations, but now we don't have our equations in slope-intercept form. So there's like an added wrinkle here. So let's just quickly review. You have all the skills you need to do this, but let's just review. So the first thing you're going to need to do on all of these is get them into y and slope-intercept form. So you need to solve for y because you need to get it into slope-intercept form, right? So that's important. These are in standard form. Oh, I can't even spell. Intercept form. So these are in standard form, and you need to get them into slope-intercept form so you can pull out the slope and the y-intercept. So the first step you're going to do for number 10, right, is you're going to get y by itself. So you got to get rid of your x term first. That's our first step. So I got to subtract x from both sides to make this go away. I get 3y equals minus x minus 3. My next step is to get rid of that coefficient in front of y because I want y alone, so I have to divide everything by 3, right? Everything gets divided. So this becomes 1y, which is y. This is really negative 1/3 x. And then negative 3 divided by 3 is minus 1. So now I have my equation in slope-intercept form. Step 1 done. So now I want to graph it. I've got to pull out the m and the b. So the m is minus 1/3 and the b is minus 1. That means my slope is 0, negative 1. I mean, my y-intercept is 0, negative 1. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is graph that 0, negative 1 point. There's my first point. Then I'm going to use my slope to get my next point. And because this is a negative slope, I'm going to drop 1, and then I'm going to run 3, right? And I'll do that a couple of times, drop 1, run 3, so I can get a few points. And maybe I'll even go backwards. I'll go up 1 and then backwards 3 and get another point there. So now I can draw my line. I'm going to take a ruler and put it through my points. Not the straightest looking line, but yours will be better because you have a ruler. So let's do another one together just to kind of refresh. I want to get y by itself. I need to subtract x from both sides to do that. I'm going to bring down my minus y, don't lose that minus, equals minus x minus 5. This is really negative 1 in front of y, so I'm going to divide everything by negative 1 to make it positive 1 y. So I get y equals, because this is negative 1 divided by negative 1, it's going to be positive 1x, which is just x. And negative 5 divided by negative 1 is plus 5. So now I've got it in slope-intercept form. M equals B equals. Well, this is really a 1, so slope is 1. And it's 1 over 1. I want a fraction when I graph. And then B is 5, so that means my y-intercept is 0, 5. So I'm going to plot my y-intercept where it crosses the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is right here. Then I'm going to use my slope to get my next point. It's a positive slope, so I'm going to rise 1, run 1. There's my first point. Rise 1, run 1, rise 1, run 1. So then I'll go backwards for a few points just to kind of give myself more dots to create my line. And there you go. There's your line with arrows on each end. So we'll do one more together, and you can finish these on your own. Here is my y. I need to subtract 5x from both sides to get this y alone. This becomes 0. I've got to bring down that minus y. And I have minus 5x minus 3 on the right. This is really a minus 1, so I divide everything by minus 1. I get y equals negative 5 divided by negative 1 is positive 5x. Negative 3 divided by negative 1 is plus 3. So now I am going to find my slope, which is m. And that's going to be 5 over 1, and my b is 3, so my y-intercept is 0, 3. That's going to be the first point that I plot. So here it is, 0, 3. And then I'm going to use my slope to, because it's positive, I'm going to rise 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, run 1. And I'll go backwards just to give myself another point. I'm going to drop 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go backwards 1. And now I've got 3 points that I can draw my line, set my ruler up on and draw my line. And there is my line for number 12. So each of these is the same process. You got to solve for y, pull out your slope and your y-intercept, and then graph your line.